for not Warlock ban. So get something.
Switch it up a little bit, yeah.
Actually, looks like Finem are considering it though. This is these bans were the exact same. I think both of the last 2 games. So
Yep.
they wanna change something here. Else they wouldn't be digging into extra time. I think. The question is it going to be the SD or the Ogre ban? I think they might just ban Ogre here.
Ban the Ogre.
Or they ban Warlock and try to get SD Luna for Ogre, but I don't think EHOME is gonna let that happen.
Now, I wonder if Ad Finem really want to play the SD Luna. Is that still just the popular in vogue? Like, is everyone still doing that if they can pick it up? You know, I mean, it feels like Drow is kind of over now. I guess she's still a pocket pick to come out from time to time. Maybe there's some teams you still want to first banner against, but SD Luna still in that opposite category where they're, you know, still top tier. Any team will pick them up if they can get it, you think? Is it truly that
good?
They
actually end up spending a minute on banning Warlock. Okay. I think so. I think Finem are very comfortable playing SD Luna as well. They played it in the qualifiers for this tournament, as a matter of fact, in one of the very important games against Team Secret.
Very true.
And they did a great job, so I could totally see them running the SD Luna. This is basically them saying, you know what, EHOME? Alright, so EHOME will be the one switching it up. I think this is going to be SD Luna, or Ogre plus a completely different carry, like Ogre Jugger or Ogre Void, even if Finem feel confident picking that early. Ogre OD, maybe? I don't know. I'm not actually feeling that. I think SD Luna or Ogre Jug will be a good choice here for Finem. We'll see.
All right. I like both those options. I think both very safe. The only reason to pivot from that is if you want to completely throw a curveball, they'll take Shadow Demon Luna. There it is. Okay, baby.
So this is where EHOME have to choose if they want to take the Ogre route or do something completely different. I think they grab Ogre, honestly. If they don't, they could try to run this Clockwork as a 4 and get another offlane. I would still like to see some more pressure being put on the Luna's lane. Like, last game, in a way, got served to Finem, right? They pressured the Luna lane by virtue of the Luna going mid so that they could safe lane their Lifestealer, and I wasn't feeling that. I actually think the Lifestealer should have been mid, and even if he got countered and to catch up a little bit, it would have been better for their game to have Luna safe lane and have a good game. I'm pretty sure that was an oversight on EHOME's part that game. They just made a mistake.
This stage in games 1 and 2, we saw pretty comparable bans. I think we saw EHOME take out Puck, as well as OD in both games, and Finem's bans are now
Slardar twice.
Slardar, and they banned out Sand King in game 1. Last game, of course, the Sand King got through because they left the Chen. Or they banned out the Chen, pardon me.
That is
correct. So they couldn't get that Luna-Chen pairing. So it looks like a little more same here. Finem, I guess, not interested in picking Chen. They don't want to play against it even without the Luna, which is kind of interesting. I'm a little surprised to see that.
I think we're going to see a Mirana ban this time from EHOME instead of the OD. It's probably a better choice with what they have and what they're against. There's more immediate synergy between SD Mirana than SD OD. Can get a little bit awkward. I mean, it's great to have multiple saves, but they don't really set up for each other in any way.
And they've already gotten beat by it once. You know, I think there's definitely a small psychological factor there. It's a comfort hero for Thug. He's very strong with Mirana.
Yeah, it's also different with this type of dynamic they have this game. The first game when they did have the Mirana and lost, their safe lane carry was a Clinks, and Luna's just different. It's a completely different type of game you play that I think favors Mirana more. Mirana Clinks is a little bit of an awkward pairing in a way. I like Mirana Luna more. They can come together and team fight. They can take advantage of their massive AoE potential and creep clear to set up fights on their terms. Clinks doesn't at all.
They ban out the Sand King, which means the Slardar gets through this time.
Yeah.
With Clockwork Ogre opening, I guess it's possible, but maybe less likely Slardar is the choice since he usually plays the 3 or the 4 role.
Exactly. They're letting it through because it's not a good pick anymore, really. Their lineup's going to be very awkward. Slardar also doesn't have that good synergy with any of the other 2 heroes that EHOME have, so...
Yeah. It would be tough. Can you imagine a 3-4-5 Clockwork Slardar Ogre or something? That would be so clunky.
Against Luna Shadow Demon? That sounds awful. That sounds really awful.
All right. Well, now that that's off the list,
So they're taking their time. If they're not banning Mirana or OD, heroes that Thug likes to go for are Templar Assassin. We've seen him play a bit of... It's eluding me right now, I need to find it. He's played mid in the past. And we obviously saw him play Sniper last game as well.
They banned the Nyx Assassin.
Nyx. So this makes OD a lot better in the pool. Could be a bait here from EHOME to make Finem pick the OD and then they have a Sniper planned up here. Or they just ban out Skylark, basically. They banned Skylark's Darkseer, they banned his Nyx, and they took his Clock, and they banned Finem banned Bat themselves, so... And Sand King. Most of Skylark's most played heroes are actually gone.
So
let's... That one wasn't.
There you go. So the
nice
off-lane LC, position 3. You can always get that Iron Talon, head into the jungle. Could work. You've got Shadow Demon to try and sort of set things up, let LC close the gap. Good burst damage from Luna to follow up. Still a potential Mirana in the pool, which can combo nicely with that. Pick here. I like it. Also good to have press the attack, against like Ogre's nonsense. Small counter there.
It's a strong laner, and that's something that's really important in a lot of games nowadays. When you're playing against this kind of first two picks from EHOME, both Clockwork and Ogre Magi, which are like melee, you need to get in your face and hit. Legion Commander fares fairly well against them in lane, and EHOME are going to take this in a completely different direction now. They're going to get Enigma.
This is a hero you know well, Synderin. Escape Gaming has played this guy quite a bit.
I think it's very hard to make work right now, but the issue with Enigma is that you expose your lanes, unless you're playing it as a 3. But if they're playing it as a 3, then it's a support Clockwork Ogre. I don't think that's that good. So EHOME are going to put this Enigma jungle, probably. And what that does for the dynamic of the game is that you have 4 heroes in lane. And with how much emphasis teams put on winning lanes right now, sometimes it's a blessing that the enemy team picks a jungler, because then you can crush the lanes. They do have Ogre though, and I think that hero enables Enigma a lot, because Ogre can compensate for Enigma's lack of presence by Ogre kind of being 1.5 heroes for the first like 5 minutes in the game.
That's an interesting dynamic. I never really thought of that, but you're right. That's the time of the game where Enigma really just wants to be left alone, power farm towards the mech, or whatever, arcane boots, or whatever it is.
And this is a timing disruption pick. They would not have picked this unless it was for Enigma. And Finem love playing their Invis heroes on maybe next time. I think he's one of the best bounty and Riki players in the world, so if they see a good game for him to play one of those heroes, they'll feel very confident. That's important in this kind of third game, that you're feeling strong on the heroes you're playing. This is a very classic Finem draft so far.
And there's the OD.
There's the OD because of the Nyx ban.
Big hard hitter. Yeah. Mid laner, somebody that can dominate, dump some big damage into the black hole. Also is pretty nice for push. When you think of Enigma, it's not just about black hole, it's also about the 5-man knocking down early towers. Generally, you associate that early mech timing with his jungling. OD can be a good hero for that because of the aura. It gives you a lot of extra mana sustainability. Heroes like Ogre spamming out Bloodlust gets almost an unlimited mana supply. And it helps out Enigma. You get the mana back on a couple of Eidolon casts, and you're feeling pretty good. I like
This is very different. That's one thing that's for sure. EHOME have totally switched things up here. Their 5-man is strong, and it's something that Bounty Hunter and Shadow Demon actually are not necessarily that good at. So Finem might want to take a hero here for Thug that comes online early and is able to fight. The problem is that hero will also need to lane against an OD. Not the easiest. Ogre is also a good hero against Bounty early. If EHOME get a self-sufficient safe laner that can just stand alone against LC, so Ogre is free to move mid. Ogre OD is a ridiculous dual lane mid. Like, the lane is just absurd.
What about like Razor, last pick here for Finem? Somebody that can sort of stand against OD at least a little bit. Speedy has some
also stands against Ogre. I could totally see that working. They're just a bit low on lockdown. Like, they only really have duel and disruption. And this is
true.
Razor is good for the lane, but it feels like he's only good for the lane. So I don't know if that's good enough. I'm wondering if Finem will actually regret this bounty pick later.
What about Invoker? Did he just get crushed too hard in the lane?
He does not like getting bullied by Ogre. It's a hero that doesn't like playing ogre.
Trying to think of heroes that have lockdown and can handle being bullied, and there aren't too many coming to mind here. I'm gonna cheat and look at the
really
hero
aren't.
list.
I think Puck would be the perfect choice, but it's banned. That's the type of hero Ed Finem would want now. Juggernaut.
EHOME's turn to pick.
There.
Timbersaw.
Yeah, there you go. That's the last pick safe laner that is supposed to stand alone against Legion.
Okay, that's a good choice.
EHOME are specifically just tailoring this draft around having the ogre being able to be where he wants.
Okay, I've got the pick. Death Prophet.
10 seconds remaining.
That could actually be good. All right.
Invoker. Okay,
Yeah,
I was right
gonna
the
go for
first
Thugs
time.
Invoker. It gives them some good lockdown. At least Invoker has some different tools. Cold Snap, Tornado, Ice Wall can be somewhat of a semi-lockdown in this game.
I agree with you though. I think the Invoker runs the risk of getting shut down here, and you know, an underfarmed Invoker is never something you really want. But at the same time, got some pretty good setup for Sunstrikes between Duel, as well as Disruption with burst damage from Luna. You can get those kills around the map. That's either a way for the Invoker to jump far ahead early on or recover after getting shut down early on. So I do see some options here for Ad Finem. They've got some pretty nice combos.
The thing that worries me for Ad Finem is that they could actually lose the lanes when they're against Enigma. That is not good if that happens.
Yeah, that is pretty scary.
They need to be careful that this doesn't get out of hand. Now, interestingly enough, it is Sylar on the OD and Old Chicken on Timber. And I don't know if that means they're going to put the Timber mid. It's a very classic thing to do against Bounty Hunter because Bounty can't really harass him at all. You know, reactive armor, when you're level 3, it's just like pointless. Bounty Hunter can't really be there. But it does look like they are just going to swap lanes, and Sylar will be playing mid in this game on the OD based on his item build. I completely agree with this choice, and I like it. Once again, I like what EHOME did this game with the draft. I think in Game 2, I also liked their draft a lot, and they kind of got crushed. But I think they dropped the ball. I don't feel like that was a strategic loss that game. For me personally. So we'll see if they perform better here, or if Ad Finem just has their number now. Let's do predictions. Looks like Bounty will be fine here. So highest amount of physical damage. 0-500.
Yeah,
Easy 0-500.
No big
First tower. First tower.
EHOME.
Yeah, I'm down with that. I think Enigma will get a tower here.
Yeah, it's a little bit hard to gauge because, well, it's Madara Luna. So is this... Wait a second. Okay, no, never mind. I'm sorry. I had a brain fart there. All right. Triple kill. Oh, that's a coin flip. Sylar, I guess. That's a good choice, perhaps. Madara is not a bad
easily
choice.
Happen Timber as well, actually.
Okay, I can see Old Chicken.
It's a safe lane Timber. He'll get really fast. I'll go with Timber. You go with OD.
Okay, I like that. I'll take the OD.
Then one of us is right, hopefully. And before Invoker gets triple kills. And then highest net worth minute 25 will be... I think Timber, actually.
Yeah, I think so.
I think he's
too.
going to be super fat this game.
I was going to put OD, but I think he'll have a much easier time farming. OD is going to be pressured, I think, a little bit more.
So let's see how the lanes play out. This is what EHOME wanted, at least. They get their Timber versus LC matchup. Clock will get stuff bottom. Courier did not get sniped by Bounty. And where is Enigma going?
Find out. He's in the base right now, and he's got an Ogre escort. Already got a Sentry ward down. There's a dire Sentry here next to Lanham.
They're actually using Ogre right now to try to protect Enigma. I don't know if this is the right approach. I think you just let both Enigma and Bounty just have their fun together. Share experience, whatever, you know. Enigma's going to hit the timing eventually that he wants. Yeah. Bounty will disrupt him a bit, but Ogre could win mid lane right now. Super hard.
Exactly.
They're going to go for the dust kill here. That surely is good too if they get the kill.
Maybe next time. Still quite a bit of HP though.
It's got boots.
I don't think they find this, and that's a dust down. That's so far value use of this Bounty Hunter's time. He's distracting 2 heroes for his 1, and they've now used a dust in exchange for 2 or 3 tangos. That's pretty good. The other thing that's awkward about this is I feel like of all the junglers to be disrupted by Bounty, Enigma handles it a little bit better than others because he does get some guaranteed last hits with the demonic conversion, and Bounty can't really just take last hits from the Eidolons, especially without a stout shield or poor man's shield. He can't just stand there and trade blows. So leeching experience hurts, but it's not the most crippling thing in the world. And right now Lanham's like sharing experience with the Enigma, so it's...
He's gonna go in mid now. think
Both are already level
maybe
3,
their
though.
idea was just give Enigma level 2 and then leave. But this, I don't know. We'll see how this plays out. Thug, this is still not a good matchup for Invoker. Like, this lane is not easy, regardless of whether there's help or not. That's just why I think if Ogre starts here and they get a good block, this Invoker could have had literally 0 CS in the lane minute 2. Ogre could just stand on his cliff and Thug will cry for help. Then they have two choices. Either they send over Shadow Demon or they send over Bounty. If they send over Bounty, Enigma's free jungling. If they send over Shadow Demon, you have a one-on-one lane for Clock. That's why I just think it's like the checkmate play, right? Just to put the Invoker, the Ogre mid, because you can't just leave Invoker with nothing, right? Like, you have to help him in this game, and it is the choice for EHOME now. I would have loved to see it from minute 0. Enough about that though. Nice courier snipe here from maybe next time.
By the Bounty Hunter. Missed it the first go around, but that's a great little boost for the team. Picks up his Windlace back at home, and while we're looking at that, the first blood comes out on the Clockwork down here in the bottom lane. Luna rotated over. And Spartan were kind of trading blows in the jungle, and it looks like Luna just joined the party, secured the kill. Shadow Demon will suicide for that free trip back to the well. Things will level out a little bit here. Bounty doing the same thing. Suicide Dota.
I wonder if that's going to be nerfed in the next patch.
I feel like it has to be. I mean, it's a weird mechanic. It's not that big of a deal, but it just seems strange that, you know, like 5 or 6 suicides in 10 minutes now is really not weird at all. That seems strange to me. You know, Dota might be one of the only games where killing yourself is an advantage. Think of any others off the top of my head. Usually you're punished pretty hard for suicide.
Well, Bounty's
Maybe
at it
next
again.
time.
Well,
Yeah.
Garter did manage to get level 3.5 here. He's still getting threatened quite hard here by maybe next time.
Drops the Malefice, burns through some of his mana. This could be a lot worse for the Enigma, though. All things considered, I mean, Bounty's made up for it because of kicking off the Courier, but it is still a little bit of space. Not getting shut down too hard. Garter's at least up to 800 gold.
This top lane is actually very even right now. I thought Timber would have a bit of a head start against Legion Commander, but
Bottom, Old 11. Again, he's going to get killed here. Luna just barely gets in range for the Lucent Beam, and it sets it up. Spartan doesn't get the bounty, unfortunately. Not worth dying for if you're the Clockwork there.
This is looking pretty damn good for Finem right now. I would say as I was getting at, I thought this top lane would be a bit Timber favored early, but Legion Commander, one of the strength heroes that has the most sustain and just good trade potential in the beginning. And he's doing a great job here against Old Chicken. Now, Bounty got the Courier Snipe. He's disrupted Enigma's timing quite a bit. They've got 2 kills. And Thug isn't having the worst time ever mid. I mean, it's not great. He's 13 against 23, but it's an OD. So.
And they haven't killed him, so
and
it could always
he's
be
playing
worse.
Wax, which
well, that's peculiar.
makes it a lot harder, this lane for Wax. But he's picking it for the game, I think. They realize they need the lockdown. If he plays Exort, their lineup is probably just too greedy.
Is Old 11 dead again here? I think he is. He's blocked out by the illusions. Nowhere to go. What a great disruption that turned out to be.
This is just not Old 11's day, man.
Yeah, that one was...
It really isn't.
It looked like he had just given up on life. He was just standing there taking it, but he was literally blocked in on the stairs. That's... Oh, man, that's shitty. No other way to say it. Okay, level 3 Ogre. Hasn't really done too much. I mean, he's boxed out the Invoker a little bit, but as we talked about, hasn't been too crippling. Now Garter needs to be a little bit careful. He's picked up his boots. He's almost level 4. Maybe next time, and whacked by these Eidolons. He's picked up the Orb of Venom now. A little extra slow. Very nice.
Running up Old 11 here. They're gonna try to just random dust, I think. They scanned. Maybe next time is not walking into it until now, maybe. Oh, it just expired. Wow. That was close. Oh, it's a rune for OD.
Yeah, picks up a bounty. Things still looking kind of okay for EHOME, though. It's about a 2k net worth lead, but their cores still have pretty decent CS. You know, Timber Saw as well as OD performing pretty nicely. I'm surprised that it's Quas Wex because I thought Exort was just natural with like the LC, for example, to set up with Duel and, you know, get some momentum in this early game. I feel like Quas Wex Invoker is kind of rare right now. It feels very momentum focused. I'm kind of curious what build he'll go for as well.
The thing is, it's just you need to look at the probability of the play. Oh, hang on.
Yeah, we'll hold that thought for a second here.
Guy.
Set up mid. It's going to
Really
be Sylar. Super dead indeed. Now it's a 4-on-2. Eclipse comes out from Madara. Lana He'll go down, and Old 11 able to survive compliments of the cogs. It's still a 2-0, 5-0 overall. Madara once more. He chases almost into the tier 2. It's another charge off that infused raindrop on the clockwork, and they will just retreat and head right back to farming. Ad Finem now about 3k in the lead at the 7-minute mark.
This is a massive advantage. Bounty's gonna test out the suicide mechanic. Yep, still works. Good.
Right, okay.
No, but what I was going to get at with Quas-Wex Invoker compared to Boswick Sword, you're right, duel into Sunstrike is very powerful, but you need to look at the probability of that they even existing.
Top sin, they just don't want to hear about it. It's Old Chicken.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, they'll find him. There's not much they can do here. Oh, Skylark, no!
Still got him.
He missed the combo and then hits him with the chakram and still finds the kill. So in the end, not that bad for Old Chicken. He gets the kill first, so he gets some experience before he dies. Now back down bottom, Luna. Okay, thought they were going to find an initiation here, but perhaps not. So
Luna's night vision is so powerful.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Else he will get, more than likely will get Astral there.
Oh,
now they're
Enigma.
just turning it around Garter.
Only level 5, no black hole or any options to turn it around, and it's just a bit too much burst damage. Madara with a maxed out Lucent Beam, maybe next time with just a level 1 Shuriken Toss and the backstab there, the Janata. Very nice.
Would you look at this, the Quas-Wex Invoker has higher net worth than the OD.
Wow. Pretty huge.
And this is what I think, all of this, I'm not sure if EHOME are not feeling comfortable playing against this type of jungler, but I think it's one thing to play an Enigma jungle, which is in a way greedy, right? And when you're protecting your greedy jungler with a support, that's like the limit of greed you can put in your lineup, right? It's like you can't get greedier than that. They play 2 supports jungle. I think this is kind of what's cost them the entire early game, is Ogre's movement. I just disagree with their decisions here. It hasn't paid off, you know. What did it actually do? The Enigma still lost, even with his help.
And on top of that, the Ogre is now underleveled. You know, the opportunity cost for him is super high. Down bottom, what do we got
get
here?
him cogged in.
I think he's still okay. Nope, the battery assault connects. Enigma hits him with a stun. He is super dead. Thought he might be able to get into the fog there for a moment, but no. He's got 2 fused raindrops, though. Back to mid. Here we go. Luna sets up another kill, compliments of the Invoker. Thug with his EMP will actually get credit for it.
Very nice movement from Madara in this game, and the Shadow Demon of Spartan. They've both been 7 of 8 kills as the safe link duo. They're moving a lot around the map and taking advantage of the presence that their heroes can have right now.
Now they want the tower. They'll use that Luna aura, start right-clicking this thing down, get the illusions going from the Shadow Demon. The tower will survive for now, but eclipse right away on Old Chicken. He gets demonic purged as well on the Timber Saw from full to 0 in the blink of an eye as the tower goes down. More and more going the way of Ad Finem. Madara now low on mana, does have a couple of stick charges. Old 11's rotated in, only level 5, no hook shot available. Now as Skylark jumps in, they'll get off the Astral. That will prevent the EMP from draining his bit of remaining mana, but the duel comes out and there is no way to save him. Disruption from Spartan sets it up on the OD. It's just one after another to line him up and knock him down. The Astral will buy the OD a couple of seconds here, but nowhere to go once he pops back to reality. He'll try to book it back towards the Ad Finem base. Actually buys himself a little bit of time. Another Astral. This is cute. Finds some time off the tower, but he will go down to the likes of Madara. Meanwhile, on the other side, Skylark going blow for blow with Lanham. The Ogre makes the mistake of walking near the creeps, and that overwhelming odds brings him down. Now even Garter falling on the backline. Bounty Hunter isolates him. Cold snap onto the clockwork after the cogs. The cogs do keep him alive. They force him back already. Oh, a disastrous fight for EHOME, man.
This is an absolute beatdown right now. So I used to have the rule of thumb that if you're leading by about 1,000 worth per minute, the games are almost unlosable. And EHOME are actually close to being that far behind minute 10. This is a 7.5k lead. He's actually even going on Old Chicken here. This is definitely not a kill from for Thug, just pressuring him a bit. But
and just draining that mana pool. Timber a little bit low on mana regen this stage of the game.
Think about this for a second. You're playing a greedy jungler, and you lost the early game by 700 GPM.
Yeah, that's pretty ridiculous.
That is not good. Ad Finem has just taken full advantage of this greedy lineup and the greedy decision-making of EHOME early, and their recovery curve is very, very difficult to find. OD and Timber need so much time right now.
Speaking of greed, is OD working on a Midas here? He would have bought the treads by now.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point,
at this
it's like
point,
a recovery Midas. You got to do something crazy, but
he's gonna die again.
Oh,
Purged,
Sylar.
no TP.
Uses the Astral for creep farming. He might get it up before he dies, but no. Now hook shot in from old 11. He isolates the Bounty Hunter, who is level 6, by the way. Now track kill starting to come out. EMP, Tornado, connects on 3. Timbersaw joins the party, but I feel like it's too little, too late. Ogre dies to a Lucent Beam. Now a duel onto the Clockwork. EHOME are just coming apart at the seams. This could be a quick game 3 as Ad Finem, a 4th kill in this fight. It's not even an exchange. 17-2, 12 minutes in. It is all Ad Finem all day.
They wanted to bait Sylar down there. It looked like their team communication was, okay, try to bait, get caught, and we can counter-engage. And then he died before they were there. Clockwork wasn't actually in position for the hook shot until the OD had already died, and then they just ended up putting a couple of extra heroes on the fire here. This is actually out of control right now. Ad Finem's lead is massive, and they're just going to keep rolling. Love the itemization here. When you're doing this well, Mataros going for straight pike, I think is awesome, because they're just identifying what's the comeback play for EHOME. How can they actually win fights if they don't get a really good cog? The black hole, but that was even you there. The black hole got cancelled instantly by Tornado EMP from Thug. So I think every tower on the map right now is just Ad Finem's. They can just go one lane to the next. There is no possible defense here for EHOME at all.
Yep. Timbersaw and OD, kind of middle of the pack, even with the Radiant supports right now. And we can't forget about track kills. There were a couple of them towards the end of that last engagement, but now the next few fights, even trading semi-evenly, Ad Finem will still be able to make up that difference in track goal. They move into the Roche pit now. Not easy for EHOME to contest this. I mean, you've got hookshot. You don't have black hole, so I guess it's pretty much impossible. And Ad Finem are aware it's on cooldown. They interrupted it, as you mentioned. So yeah, should be a free Roche. Aegis makes this all the harder for EHOME. Timbersaw nearby. You look at his items, and yeah, it's pretty sad. He's working on a Hooded Defiance. I mean, that's something.
He's actually dead.
Are they going to catch him here? Yeah, Roche falls. Hit him with the Cold Snap. He's low on mana. EMP will drain the last remaining bits. And now some simple right clicks should be enough to finish him off. Disruption to make some extra illusions. Gonna play with their food a bit before they finish it off, but Tornado will seal the deal. Nicely done.
This could be high ground. There's the Pike and the Aegis on Luna. They're so much stronger right now that I think they're just gonna straight up just go for it. If nothing else, they can force EHOME's heroes to come back to base and then plan their next move around that. They just don't want EHOME to go for this kind of split put that they're doing right now. Enigma's pushing top, Clock is mid.
Yeah,
it's time to bring them back. This illusion push, if the tower falls, it's Rax. Like, you can't defend this barracks now against the Luna. Level 4 glaives this early, and the amount of farm she has.
Yeah, and on top of that, Alacrity on the main Luna. Here we go, blink forward. Ogre caught by the duel, and he will be brought down. More bonus damage goes the way of Skylark. EHOME not even really mounting a defense here, trying to split push up. Garter will get this tier 1 tower. The glyph's already been used. That's kind of nice, but the tier 3 falls down bottom. Black hole up in about 15. So they just need to buy some time here, and then maybe they've got a chance at a team fight. Even with the black hole, it's still going to be difficult. Enigma doesn't even have mech, let alone a blink. Now Eclipse come out from Madara, hitting a lot of creeps here, but does soften up EHOME a little bit. Timber gets brought low, but Madara in deep. Remember, he's got the Aegis, drops the Hurricane Pike, doing a lot of damage to the OD. Sylar will live. Meanwhile, on the other side, Clockwork could be the next target to fall, and he will. There's the Aegis, but it cost the Ogre his life. Will soon be a 5v3. EHOME have lost 2, no buybacks available. Top lane of barracks looks like all but secured. Here we go. No defense to be made. Duel again, initiation, catches the Timbersaw. Not even close to max reactive armor, and he just gets brought down. Easy kill.
Yeah.
GG, that's it. Not a moment too soon either. I mean, this is nearly a 20k net worth lead at 16 minutes.
It was an absolute beatdown. You know what? When I like their draft, they get crushed. That's it. That's the caster's curse right there, apparently. That's the conclusion on this. If I think their picks are good there. I mean, okay, I've been harping on it a lot, but I think the reason it's so important is that this game, you looked at it, right? Like how quickly it got out of control. And I don't think EHOME's lineup can't deal with what they're against if they make a couple of adjustments. This Ogre's early movement and the way they kind of, in a lack of a better explanation, I feel like they panicked against the Bounty Hunter. You know, they really overcompensated for his impact on the game and lost so much for it. There were options on the map. They could have dual lane bottom with Ogre Clockwork, and they could have got a lot against Shadow Demon Luna. If Bounty Hunter comes down there, Enigma's free farming. If Bounty doesn't, it's flat 2-on-2. The Ogre could have gone mid, crushed the Invoker. Or if they thought it was the best he could have played top against LC, I think that was the absolute worst place he could have gone. Maybe still rivaled by his own jungle. I think it could have even been better if he safe laned.